Hey guys, Dominic here, otherwise known as Fire and Arms on YouTube, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on motion tracking in After Effects using Boujou 4. This is a quick tutorial which I'm going to do, part of my series which I'm starting now on doing tutorials on my Times Black Ops montage. So if you got any questions or tutorial requests, just leave it in the comment, and be easy on me guys, because this is my first tutorial and it's a bit hard. Anyway, let's get started guys. Let's see what we're going to create. Something similar to this. If you stop right there, you can see everything looks like it was recorded in the original scene. That is the art of motion tracking. So let's get started guys. First, what you want to do is open up Boujou 4, and you want to hit import sequence, and you want to find a clip. Boujou 4 only takes in AVI format or image sequence, so you can render both in Sony Vegas. So once you have a clip in those two formats, but there is a trick I'll show you in a sec once I get my clip. With the AVI format, it's to do with file size, and I found out it's a common problem and people don't know what to do. Anyway, once you imported your clip, quickly, this is very important, run through your clip to make sure Boujou does not crash. If it does crash, then the most likely reason is that the file size is too large and you may have to re-render it as an image sequence. Don't worry guys, for this it won't lose quality, because as you'll see later, you're gonna have to import your original clip into After Effects, and I'd recommend just not using the export sequence in Boujou, but just importing your original clip. So I'll explain that later, so don't worry guys. So that's just a common problem I found. So go edit camera and change your frame rate to whatever frame rate you rendered it in. I always use 59.94 when working in between programs. It's just personal preference. And once you've done your frame rate, check everything's okay. It is, hit apply and then hit close. Anyway, let's get Boujou started making its magic. Hit track features and just hit start. I'll be back in a sec because this may take a while. Now that Boujou 4 is done tracking all the features in your clip, you think you might be done, but you're not. What a surprise. Hit camera solve next and then hit start. This will take relatively quickly, so don't have to worry too much. And all your red stars should be converted into blue and yellow circles, and as you can tell, they're all motion tracked quite nicely. You gotta love Boujou 4. Anyway, now we're ready to export it into After Effects. So hit export, export camera solve, and you save your clip wherever you want. Hit export type, scroll up, go to AfterEffects.ma, and don't play around with these settings too much, and hit save. I'll give you a really quick tip here guys. You don't really need all these points. Say you just want to motion track his body because his body is really hot and you just really want to motion track. That's so bad. Just hit a point, hit CTRL, click more points, the points you want to motion track actually. So his body looks pretty good right here man. The way, the shape, he's got the curves. He's got on Australia's Top Model. And his beanie's quite nice as well. I just want all these motion track points because I want to put something sexy on him. And then you just hit flag for export, or obviously go right click flag for export. Then you go back to export tab, go back to camera solve, save where you want, again change back to After Effects, and then hit export flag tracks only, and then you hit save. And now we're done with Boujou 4. So let's open up After Effects. Once you have After Effects open, go File, Import what you saved in Boujou, and you'll get this. You want to open up, double click the first composition file, which is this one, and you'll see you have all these motion track null objects. Now what you want to do is you want to import your original clip. Go Import File again. Find your original clip. Oh, son of a. Yeah, go easy on me, guys. This is my first tutorial. If you've got any questions, also just leave a comment and I'll be sure to reply. And if you have any tutorial requests, be sure to leave it in the comments as well. Anyway, once you have that, put it on top, scale it down so it fits. And if you scroll through it, if you play through it, you can see all these null objects are motion tracked exactly how you wanted. Now for the tutorial's sake, I'll add a text layer, but you can add any object you want. See if I can spell tutorial. I can, thank God. This works with any object. As you can see in my preview, I used a, if anyone wants to know, that's a mask circle using stroke, mask, elliptical mask, yeah, that's it, using stroke. That's how I just changed the rotation, and I added a loading bar. So yeah, it's pretty simple stuff, nothing actually too complicated, but I reckon it looked quite nice. Anyway, once you got your object that you want to be motion tracked, on that layer you want to make it a 3D layer, obviously because you want to make it 3D, and you're thinking, oh my god, where did it go, oh my god, and then you just scroll out and you just realize it's over here, and you're like, oh well, that's not very special, is it? And then so on that object layer, just hit P for position, scroll it up till you can see it. This is not too important, as you'll find out after in about like 20 seconds. But anyway, if you could not find the 3D layer, you might want to hit this toggle switch / mode. I used to have trouble with this, finding all these options, but you just hit the toggle switch / modes and all these options should come up. Anyway, back. Okay, now's the important part. This is how you motion track. Pretty much you find a null object where you want this object approximately. It doesn't have to be exact, and it just has to be an approximation. And you hit the P for position, and you got to copy this position, Ctrl+C, onto this one, Ctrl+V for paste, onto the position of the object that you want motion tracked. As you can see, it's quite large, so hit S for scale, and 2 or 3 usually is around what you want. I say 2 looks good for the text layer. Anyway, if you play through it, it's all motion tracked. You can be almost done now, but to make it look more realistic and like it's part of the original scene, as a definition of motion tracking is, you want to flip down the arrow and you want to play with the X, Y, and Z rotations. I'll do this quite quickly, but if you're making any edit, I'd recommend spending a little time on this to make it look good. And you can also move around the X and Y axes. You can move this one, but do not touch the Z, otherwise it will screw up your motion tracking, as I found out. A little tip there, guys. I know, I'm so helpful. Anyway, just make it look good, spend some time on it, and let's have a look at how it looks now. As you can see, it's fully motion tracked, looks quite nice. And so we're pretty much done. I'll just quickly add a color correction by adding layer, new adjustment layer. Put the adjustment layer under the tutorial, under the text layer, because you don't want the text layer to be affected. Add the color correction I want. I'll just use the same one which I used, which personally I don't really like, but I won't use again. But for this, it was alright, I guess. Anyway, we are pretty much done, guys. As you can tell, everything's motion tracked. This works with every object. This is very useful tutorial. Very useful concept, actually, not a tutorial, but if you play around and if you learn how to motion track well, you can be a very successful editor, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It'd be really helpful if you leave a like, and if you got any questions or tutorial requests, be sure to leave them in the comments preferably. But if there's something very important that you want me to do, just private message me and I'll be sure to reply, unless I forget, and in that case I'm sorry, but just send me another one and I'll be sure to reply then. If I don't reply then I have no idea what happened. Anyway, we're pretty much done here. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you got any questions, again, leave them in the comments. See ya.